At Bendigo Bank, we like to help communities grow. We concentrate on delivering you great products and services.
I like you so very much. So much, in fact, I gotta wake you up. It's not that I have words.
Because we know that if you grow, the community will grow with you. At the Bendigo, it starts with you.
Good morning and welcome to the Geelong Cricket Show on this fine Saturday morning, and yet another round of the great game, the King of Sports, being played this weekend over the Geelong area. Joining me at the table of knowledge, and he keeps kicking me in the shins, so I go throughout the show. You know he's done it once again. It's the man who last weekend really showed us how he can spin the ball. Didn't get a bat, but he certainly played in a winning side for once. Are they back on track, the Leopold Lions? Good morning, Dean Armstrong.
Good morning, Graham. Yes, the Leopold Lions are back on track. All right, Graham. Sorry, I kicked your leg then. I thought you were legless for a minute.
Not like somebody else we know, yes.
Yes, no, good victory on the weekend by the Lions, and just so great to be back here in the chair right next to me little feathered friend, Mr. Rawlins.
Yes, and for Gary Kelson, the GCA Division 1.
Yeah, he's not going to... There you go.
Thank you very much, Kelso. Playing for Grovedale. The man who covers Bellarine Peninsula Cricket Association. And boy, is it starting to hot up down there in the BPCA. Very good morning to Tim Mitchell. How are you, Tim?
Yeah, very good, Ruler. Good morning to you and both Dino as well. Good to have Dino back on the show after a couple of weeks hiatus. Good to see you, Dean. And as you say, Graham, just getting tighter and tighter each week on the Bellarine. I think 10 clubs amazingly still in contention with only 4 rounds to go. So things keep getting hotter on the Bellarine.
Let's look at Premier Cricket first of all. And in the country round, the first round after the Christmas New Year break of Premier Cricket, Geelong went down to Footscray Edgewater when they played up at Hamilton. Footscray Edgewater scoring 8 for 174. Grant Lindsay smashing 61, defeating Geelong, who were all out for 132 after at one stage, all out for 110 after at one stage being 1 for 51. Bob Merriman, the Director of Cricket down at Geelong, very critical. And he made the comment that for the second consecutive year, the pitch and the umpiring offered by country associations were not of the standard required for district games. Dino, if you're going to want a required standard, you set that standard and you let those associations know, or you take your own umpires with you.
It's a pretty big call. I mean, both sides would have obviously had the same umpires. Clearly, Geelong must have got a few crookies, and that's probably why Bob's come out and said what he has said there. But, I mean, umpiring, mate, you're going to get bad decisions here and there. Look, if you haven't got umpires to do the game, well, you haven't got a game of cricket, have you, Graham? So, I mean, you sort of have to be careful what you say, I think.
I would suggest, but, of course, he's a man who was been at the top of Cricket Australia and Cricket Victoria, now Director of Cricket down at the Geelong Cricket Club. And every man is entitled to his view. Thought Finchy got a rough one? Well, that's what happened in the world of cricket.
I'm sure he would have got a couple of good ones during the year too.
Well, probably so. But the one interesting element that comes out of it is that Geelong have now missed out on the one-day final series in Premier Cricket, but they still continue to hold on to second position on the overall ladder because Ringwood were also defeated at the weekend. So Ringwood and Geelong still hold down the top 2 positions. Carlton sitting in third, also on 30 points. And Hawthorn Monash University, who is Geelong's opponent this coming round, are 4th on 28. Tim Mitchell, it's going to be a very, very tough game for Geelong. Geelong and Hawthorn Monash University down at the Geelong Cricket Ground over today and next Saturday.
Oh, I think it's going to be an extremely stern test, Rollo. Back to a 2-day fixture, as you said. Hawthorn have really been one of the impressive sides of the competition all year, currently sitting 4th, as you said. And now Geelong, who we know struggled last weekend out there at Hamilton. Obviously, there was a bit of conjecture about the pitch and the fact that Damien Shanahan had to go to spin only 4 overs in, which shows you that sort of something was happening when he can't rely on Mark Carson, who's been so good all year. But we just got to hope that the Cats get back to their best this weekend and obviously get a win against Hawthorn and continue to push for that top 4 spot.
Go Cats down to the Geelong Cricket Ground over Hawthorn Monash University. maintain that top 2 position, and I'm sure that we'll see a better Geelong cricket side on the Geelong cricket ground than what unfortunately took place up at Hamilton last weekend. Turning our attention to the world of Bellarine Peninsula cricket, and what a weekend. Last weekend, first of all, 4 of the top 6 had wins, with Queenscliff and Drysdale dropping very valuable points. And this weekend, Tim Mitchell, a couple of very, very important games. Probably the match of the round would be Jan Juck in 7th on 21 points, coming up against Drysdale on 6th position on 24. The winner to confirm a place in the top 6.
Well, I think Drysdale probably knew coming in after Christmas that they had, I think, 2 or 3 games that really, if they were going to really push for finals, they had to win those. They had St Albans 5 for 25 last weekend, let them get out of jail. And now after that, they face another pretty tough task. Jan Juck bowled all out for 70 last week, though, by Colandina. So if Drysdale can sort of gain the impetus in the game by getting those early wickets again, they will back themselves in, I think, against a young Sharks side. It's going to be a very interesting one, Graham. Extremely tough to pick, but just at home, I do lean to Jan Juck at this stage, and I think they'll take that spot in the top 6.
Colandina currently sitting in 2nd position. They get the bye this round, but the other big game will be the 5th place Port Arlington, also on 24 points, coming up against the Grubbers at Ocean Grove on 18 points. Again, another game that the Grubbers, if they win, keep the pressure on that top 6.
Well, Ocean Grove, they were dead and buried before last round. I think coming up against Queenscliff, who was sitting 2nd or 3rd on the table, Ocean Grove were about 10th. And the only real chance they had was if they could cause a boil over. They managed to do that down at Queenscliff, getting up Marcus Worth, bowling the last over down there. They needed 12 Queenscliff, and they only got the 8 runs, so Ocean Grove held on by 3. So a good effort by them down there. And now against Port Arlington, who almost got defeated by Newcombe last weekend, I think Ocean Grove will give themselves a real shot. I had a little chat to Dave Bate during the week there, our coach down that way. He said, look, we just need to keep getting big scores on the board because sort of our bowling attack, it's been hurt by the loss of Sean Braniff, who went to St Albans midweek. So if Ocean Grove can get a big score, I think the Grubbers can continue their winning ways at home.
Now, at the other end of the scale, down the bottom, the ladder, it continues to also be an interesting battle for the wooden spoon. No side likes to win the wooden spoon, but this particular round, Barrabool, who are currently in 13th place with only 1 win on the board, come up against Geelong West Sports Club, who are in 11th place with 2 wins on the board. And playing at Barrabool, they'd have to give themselves a chance.
Oh, I think Barrabool really should get the points here. There's no excuse for them. I keep saying it on here, Rollo, that there's a lot of talent in that Barrabool side, and having a chat to a few of their blokes after they played Barnheads last weekend, they sort of really felt that they just couldn't put the finger on what hadn't clicked because they've got so many good cricketers in that side, and they were beaten pretty comprehensively last weekend. I think having come up against Geelong West, though, myself, during the year, I think Barrabool really should get the points. There's no excuse for them at home this weekend. Geelong West obviously jumping them after the bye last weekend, so Barrabool really need the win, and I think they will get it this weekend.
The world of Bellarine Peninsula Cricket Association and Premier Cricket. As we go to a break, don't forget, if you've got a comment, you've got a question, and particular in relation to finals venues in the Geelong Cricket Association, there's the address, rawlo7@bigpond.com. And we've got some very interesting comments coming up as we go to a break on the Geelong Cricket Show.
At Bendigo Bank, we like to help communities grow. We concentrate on delivering you great products and services.
I like you so very much. So much, in fact, I gotta wake you up. It's not that I have words.
Because we know that if you grow,
Wanna see you looking
the community will grow with you. At the Bendigo, it starts with you.